All right, welcome back into the channel, Eagles Nation, Eagles Syndicate family. How are we doing today? I recently changed my setup. I got a new desk, new chair setup. I don't know why the lights are coming in a little different. Let me know if it is a problem visually for you guys, and it is something I will certainly look to adjust going forward. Today, we are talking more of a general conversation here. I wasn't able to record yesterday and give a live reaction to the Eagles joint practice with the Patriots. So today I kind of want to just talk a little bit about that and why some of my feelings about this team are actually at an all-time high as we head into the season. Let's start with the joint practice, and then I'll get into a full breakdown of some of the things that really excite me about the team. The Eagles pretty much handled the Patriots in the sense of their joint practice, which I'm pretty happy to hear about, right? Last year, week one, we played the Patriots with Mac Jones and Belichick, and obviously things were a little different, but that was a way more competitive game than any of us had expected it to be. Mac Jones was really able to move the ball against our defense, which should have been the first hint at things to come. And in retrospect, in hindsight, it certainly was. So this practice with the Patriots was something that I kind of had pinpointed of, all right, the offense and Jalen Hurts specifically hasn't thrown an interception all training camp. He broke the record for the longest consecutive streak of passes in an Eagles training camp without an interception, actually. And while on one hand, I'm like, yes, the offense is humming. Jalen Hurts is elite. I think he could be an MVP candidate player. On the other hand, I'm thinking, is that a problem with our defense? Is the defense still not right? And, I'm going to give Fangio a month into the regular season. By week 5, I think the defense will be what it is. But, the Patriots joint practice, that was something I had penciled, marked on the calendar. Let's see how that goes. The defense forces 2 turnovers. Jeremiah Trotter Jr., who, I just said that the stock went up on him more than any other player in terms of preseason week 1 for the Philadelphia Eagles, had an interception. So excelling as a coverage linebacker. I think he's a guy that really could work his way as a starter for this team. He could pass up Zach Bond. He could pass up Nakobe Dean and be the secondary linebacker out there with Devin White. Zach Bond also had an interception, and that was off of a Nakobe Dean hit that kind of jarred a ball up in the air, and Bond was able to come down with it. So 2 really good plays there. One from Dean to force the ball out and up in the air, and again from Bond to make a play on the football. I felt like turnovers was something that this team really sorely lacked in getting and forcing last year. Not a lot of turnover worthy plays. I mentioned in the preseason game, Quinyon Mitchell, he dropped the pick, but a turnover worthy play. So I was excited to hear that. The defense, the defensive line, it's excellent. We kind of thought that that would be the strength of this unit, but I believe they had 6 sacks, they call them. Obviously, you're not out there sacking the other team's opposing quarterback, but from all measures, the Philadelphia Eagles outclassed the Patriots on both sides of the ball. The offense, it looked good. Saquon had that wheel route touchdown. I'm telling you guys, the running backs are going to be involved in the red zone and near the end zone in the passing game. Devonta Smith, he looked really good from what my understanding. Overall, as an Eagles fan, you had to be pretty happy with what you heard during that team practice. Now, another reason that I believe the Philadelphia Eagles are going to be a good team this year is I actually created my own stat. And I know you got to be a real NFL nerd to kind of come up with your own stat, right? But I did. And the stat is, I think I'm going to call it like team score, overall score. I don't know, something of that measure. But basically, what I do is I rank every single team's quarterback, weapons, which would be wide receivers, tight ends, running backs, offensive line, defensive line, back 7, which would be your linebackers, safeties, and corners, and coaching staff on a scale of 1 to 32. 1 being the best, 32 being the worst. In that team stat score, you weigh the quarterback number twice. So, for example, the Chiefs, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the league. When you add up all these numbers, you're going to put 1 in there twice. For a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, who I think Jalen Hurts is the 7th best quarterback in football, you do 7 twice. Take up all those numbers, so it's 6 different statistical categories, but you add quarterback in there twice. So it's you divide by 7, and you come out with a team score. And this team score, lower better, just like golf. On my team score chart, Kansas City was number 1 at a 5.3, and New Orleans was in last at a 25.9. Just to give you some reference as to what the metric of scores is there. Philadelphia, the Eagles, were a 9.3, which had them as the 5th best team in the NFL, behind Kansas City, Detroit, Baltimore, and San Francisco. The 4 teams that were in the conference championships last year. So obviously Philly's in some elite company here. When you take an overall look at the team, obviously some of this is subjective when it comes to quarterback rankings, weapons rankings, etc. You know, if you guys want, I could do a deep dive into each category and where the Eagles ranked where they did. Some of it's my numbers, some of it's PFF's. Some of it is kind of a combination. PFF does linebacker and secondary rankings. What I did was combine them, divided by 2 for each team, and then took the score that way. A lot went into it. It's nerdy. It's advanced metrics. Maybe you understood, maybe you followed, maybe you didn't. But the bottom line is, from an overall team basis, the Philadelphia Eagles are elite. The Philadelphia Eagles, on paper, should be one of the better teams in the NFL. Now, where have we heard that story before? However, you combine that with what we just saw in a joint practice where starters are playing against the Patriots, a team who last season we thought, week 1 rustiness, played us pretty hard and played us pretty well in a competitive game. We're outclassing. And it feels like we're a lot closer to the 2022 Eagles than we are to the 2023 Eagles. Kellen Moore, Vic Fangio, hearing good things out of camp for all these players. I'm just saying, Eagles fans. So, I made this video today to give you guys a reminder. Not a lot in the news cycle for Philly this week. We'll be back up here tomorrow with an instant reaction to the preseason game. And then Friday, I'll do another deep dive, watch the 22, and give some, stock rising, stock falling after that game as well. But I wanted to give you guys this reminder. It is okay to be excited about this team. On paper, they look good. In training camp, they've looked good. The front office made the necessary moves, right? Changed at the coordinators. Brought in a weapon like Saquon Barkley. Brought back a Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Drafted the right pieces. I know it stung the way last year ended, but I'm here to tell you it is okay to be excited for the Eagles in the 2024 season. That is just it's okay if you're hype, and if you're not hype, get hype. Go Birds. If you have any video ideas you want me to talk about before the regular season, positional groups you want me to preview, etc., as always, leave that in the comment section. We are growing a very strong community here. We're quickly approaching 50 subscribers. Would love to get there by the end of this week. Don't know if that's feasible, but let's just keep growing. Fly, Eagles, fly. I will catch you guys tomorrow again for the instant reaction to Patriots Eagles preseason week 2. Peace out.